Hi everybody, it's Tori from Meet Me on Your Mat, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of spine twists that you find in many different yoga practices and lineages. The first one we're going to take a look at is often found in the 26 and 2 or in the Gauche lineage yoga. And we're going to go through some tips and tricks and things that are often kind of rushed through or not thought about when it comes to this spine twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. All right, so you're going to make sure you're going to fold one leg down and then the other leg comes up and over. Now, it's really important that you stack the ankle with the knee of the opposite leg. From here, you're going to bring the arm up. A lot of the times you'll see people bring it all the way up and over, and that is totally fine, because what happens when you bring it up and over instead of just do this is you might be able to get the grab. Another thing that you might want to think about is really getting the armpit as close to the knee as possible as you come up and over. What that does for you is, instead of having the grip, let me turn so I can show you, instead of having the grip here, instead, if I really and twist as much as I can and match the armpit close to the knee, I'm able to slide the hand in between the ankle and the knee. Now, what this does for me is when I go to the twist and I turn around, I then know if my body starts to cheat a little bit. And what I mean by that is this forward foot starts to creep forward. And what that does is takes a lot of the twist out of the low spine and the hips, all right? So it takes some of that tension out. And you want to keep the heel, the hand, and the knee as close as you can through the entire twist. Now I'm going to turn to this side so you can get a little bit more of a thought about this. So I'm going to switch to the other side. Same thing here, so that I can show you the actual twist from here. So I'm going to come over, match, slide the hand in if I can. Now, everybody cannot do that all of the time. It's okay if the grip is here, but eventually working to get the hand sandwich in between the heel and the knee. And now notice this hip started to flare up off the floor, so I'm going to roll it back down. Now, if you've been doing this for a while, or if you're just at the beginnings of your practice, it's really normal to just kind of put the hand back here and twist and like hope that it all works out for you. Better instead to creep the hand super close to the low spine so it's lining up right with the low spine, because what that does for me is when I press down into the floor, see how much straighter my spine gets. So my spine is straighter, which means when you have a straight spine, you're going to be able to twist even more than you normally do. So I'm pressing down as much as I can, pressing this hip that's in front right here as close to the floor as possible, not letting it flare up, and then turning and twisting. All right? Now, common mishaps that happen is, instead of keeping the hip square, we lift this hip up and then we feel like we can go back farther, right? But instead of twisting the spine, you're just picking up your hip. So keep the hip down, all right? And then turn and twist. Another common thing that happens is this front knee starts to flare up. All right, so if that knee flares up, press it down as much as you can. Sit down, press the knee down, and then twist. Now, a little bit more advanced, you can keep the spine straight on your own, you have good core strength, then you can bring the hand back and grab your inner thigh, relax this top shoulder back, and then twist through it. A lot of strength happening. My core is super engaged. I'm really pressing this front knee down. I'm really thinking about this hip and twisting. All right, so it's way more complicated than we kind of give it credit for. There's a lot happening. So always making sure that you have your best alignment so that you're actually getting that twist of the spine. I've heard it said from some of my favorite teachers that back bends rev up the energy in your body, forward bends slow down the energy in the body, but spine twists neutralize the energy in the body. And so this is great because it makes you feel even and balanced. All right, now another twist is super common, and it looks a lot like this. It's just a little bit more advanced. It's to take it with the bind. So what is called a simple twist. So you're going to, same thing here, you're going to cross one leg over the other. I'm kind of doing this at a diagonal so you can see everything. But with this one, I'm going to take this front leg and I'm going to pull it into my chest as much as I can because I want this tighter. Now, as soon as I bring this foot in a little bit more, I just made the twist harder. All right, it's gonna be harder for me to move. The further this foot is out, there's a little bit more play in the spine, and that's why it's not great when the foot is all the way out here. So for this one, I'm pressing the knee as close to my chest as I can and sitting up tall. So from here then, the hand comes behind you, right at the lower spine, just like it did before, and then you're gonna match the knee to the armpit as best you can. Hand is in the air, and then you're gonna turn and twist. Very similar to what we just did, yes? Very, very similar, except that this foot is closer in towards the opposite hip, which makes the spine twist a little bit harder. Really easy to go into this mode in a spine twist, but like I said, the straighter the spine, the better the twist. So sit up as tall as you can and twist. Now, to go for the bind, this trips up so many people. They start to go for the bind and their hand just doesn't go underneath the thigh. Use your opposite hand. Take your hands and guide it through. It will go there, it will go there, but you have to sometimes guide it through. The other arm comes back and you bind the fingers together. And then you continue your twist. I have a lot more leverage now that I have the bind. I can twist and twist and twist. All right. Now I'm going to turn around just so that you can see that twist from a different angle. So you're here, pull the foot in as much as you can, match the knee to the armpit as much as you can. Fingers are right at the base of the spine and you're twisting. From here, lace hand underneath and other hand comes out and bind. In Ganesha Mudra, sit up as tall as you can. Pull the shoulder you're looking over back even more and twist. All right, so I hope that all of these tips help and that when it comes to spine twist, you're not frustrated, but you're also not disengaged. Very easy, especially if you're taking this one in a 26-2 class, you're practicing this posture, last posture, so you're tired, you're fatigued, and a lot of the time the form just goes out the window. At the same time, if the teacher is crunching for time at the end, they're gonna teach it quick. So hopefully slow down, look for your best form, sit up tall, get the hips square, and let everything come to you. This is about letting that energy in your body vibe down. All right, and for the simple twist, if you find that in a vinyasa class or a Parahatha flow class, keep working for that bind. You're gonna get stronger, those shoulders are gonna open up more, and you're gonna be able to twist even further. So I hope this finds you well. I hope this helps you with your practice, and I hope to one day meet you on your mat soon. Have a great day, everybody. Namaste.